putting fire in their belly. When that poor man takes this riba money and consumes it, he has riba in his belly. If I don't tell him that it is riba money, then there's an even bigger sin on my part. So I can't give it in charity to others because haram for them. Can I give it to a Jew? Can I give it to a Christian?
To make weapon against us.
Can I give it to a Buddhist? When Allah sent down the Quran, did He send it only to Muslims or did He send it to all of mankind? Ya ayyuhan nas, Ya ayyuhan nas, inni Rasulullahi ilaykum jami'a. O mankind, I am the messenger of Allah sent to all of you, all of mankind. So the prohibition of riba applies to all of mankind. Well, and if I can't give it to anybody else, what can I do with it? I cannot keep it myself, I cannot give it to others. And I don't have a chance to meet with the jinn. So what do I do with it? I'll tell you what I would do with it. I will invite all my family members, particularly the young ones. And I'll give them a lesson they will take with them all through their lives. I will first tell them very simply the story about riba, and then I'll tell them about this money. And I prefer to do it in the night time when it's dark. Yeah. Then I say, all right, children, sit down. These are $10,000 here. See what Abba is going to do with this. I then get some matches, put some kerosene, and I burn it. These children and these family members will have this etched in their hearts until the last day. They will never forget that day when Abba burnt the money before their very eyes. The only one who won't be able to sleep that night is the banker. The banker. I don't think that there's any prohibition against auctioning, except that the Prophet said he cursed the one who is planted there to bid up the price. He is not himself interested in buying the article. He only wants to bid up the price. So he's planted there to bid up the price. The Prophet cursed him. Once you don't have that, I'm not aware of any prohibition against auctioning. What else? Bargaining. Bargaining. لا تأكلوا أموالكم بينكم بالباطل إلا أن تكون تجارة عن تراض منكم. Do not consume each other's wealth unjustly. Rather, conduct business in such a way that there would be mutual satisfaction. So when bargaining, bargaining should be conducted in such a way that at the end of the transaction you arrive at a price with which he is happy and you are happy. My motor car needs to be repaired. So I go to your garage and you fix a price for me, and I bargain with you and I said, okay, we now arrive at a price, and then you fix the car and I pay you and I go home and I'm happy with the job that's done. Because this is a transaction in which you are happy and I am happy. When my motor car needs to be repaired in the future, I'm coming back to you. Even if I leave this district and I go to live 50 miles away, I still want to come back to you with my motor car. But if my motor car needed to be repaired and all that it needed was a fuse to be changed, that's all. And the fuse is 50 cents. And I go to you and you tell me, Sheikh, the transmission is bad. And this job is going to cost you $500 and it's going to take a few days to repair. And of course, because the Sheikh doesn't know the subject, so he gives the car. 3 days later he comes, he pays the 500 and he gets the car. But then you went with your friends and while you were drinking the whiskey, say, you know what I did with the Sheikh? And then the news reaches the Sheikh. He ripped me off. Would you ever want to go back to him? No. No. The minute you know that this was a transaction in which you were deceived, you were ripped off, you would never want to do business with that man again. Never. You wouldn't even want to shake hands with him again. So the principle involved in bargaining, the principle involved in setting a price, is that there should be mutual satisfaction. Islam has not fixed any price, no. But Islam has fixed a norm of mutual satisfaction. Shall we have one more question?
Is there any reference to Muslim to Muslim dealing or different clause?
The market does not recognize a Muslim from a non-Muslim. The market does not give to a Muslim any special privileges to which a non-Muslim is denied. If a Hindu is in the market, the Hindu can make more money and the Muslim may make less money. So far as market price is concerned and so far as business transactions are concerned, the market does not discriminate between a Muslim and a non-Muslim. All that Islam does is to establish and to sustain a free and a fair market. Whether you're Hindu or Muslim or Jewish or Buddhist, you go into the market like anybody else. And if Allah chooses to give you a profit, you get a profit. If Allah chooses to give you a loss, you suffer a loss. Listen, we have a lot of questions. Let's take 1, 2, 3 and we end. Okay? And the Sheikh. And 3 more and we end, okay? It's 11:15.
Sheikh, we have here in Australia, majority of Muslims living on social security, and their income very low, and they pay rent. Most of them pay rent. A rent maybe weekly $200, $200, and they pay rate for all life if they don't take any money from bank or from other men, but this man want money only by interest. But they pay rent to men who build. He is Jewish. He built the building and he built the flats, and they pay to him. And this rent never be their money again. But if they, from same Jews, take the interest and the loan, the flat one day will be there, the flat. I think, but Allah, those people enforced to do this by kings from Islamic states, because they put their money in the America, in the Western banks, and if they're doing Islamically, or Muslim will be benefit from this, will benefit from that. But now, I think these people we can put him on the stage of the situation of the ruling. They now in this state as minority, but poor people, because they come from without anything in this country, and they pay this and the rent, and they never will pay their money. But the flat will be sometime there. And they will survive their children and give this to their children to inherit this flat in our interest. And this situation really for Muslims in an Islamic state is very, very hard. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is no better than us.
All right. The Sheikh has not asked a question. The Sheikh has differed with me in the opinion which I have expressed. All right? I never came here to try to convince anyone or to stop anyone from borrowing money and interest to buy a flat. No. Allah has not given to me this job. If anybody wants to borrow money and interest to buy a flat and use whatever reasoning or argument he wants to use, he has the freedom to do so. What I have done is recorded in my book. What I have done is to teach the subject.